Hello, my loves, my dearies. It's Jennifer here again with the Petticoat Pages. Welcome, and I hope you and yours are warm and safe in this bomb cyclone slash nor'easter, as we call them here in my neck of the woods. I hope you're all doing well, staying home, and I thought since I'm stuck home too, I would give you an update on this performance on March 14th, portraying Jennie Emmerton here in Salem, Massachusetts at the House of the Seven Gables. So first, before I go any further, I owe all of you a huge word of thanks and a lot of love and gratitude for all of your kind words with the first video and how you enjoyed it, and this is the type of content I wanted to do for years, and it means so much that you would take the time to say something positive. So thank you very much. Thank you all. The script for this show is pretty much done, and tickets are on sale. The ticket link is live. I'm going to put it down below. And some people have said, Jennifer, what exactly is this show? What are you going to do? And that's a very legitimate question. So this particular show will be you as an audience sitting in a beautiful room at the House of the Seven Gables, not in the mansion itself, but in a place that accommodates more people. The set will be dressed, so it's like going to a play. And you'll see myself humbly up there as, well, not humbly, she was probably a pretty fearsome force of nature, as Jennie Emmerton, or Mrs. George Emmerton, as she also was known. But she went by Jennie. And what you'll see is a moment in time. You know, she has this decision where she's got to carry out her father's wishes because he's gone, but he's trying to decide whether or not to give this half of this building to the Women's Friends Society. He had said that if they could run it well for 5 years, they could have it. So here she is. He dies before year 5 is up, and the decision falls to her. And why? Well, I found out, and I didn't know this, and wanted to share this with you. She was already involved with the Women's Friends Society before she had to make that decision in 1884. She'd already been involved for years. And what was she doing? The Committee for Needlework. They had a committee for needlework. Now, why? Well, they also had an employment office for these women. It wasn't just a boarding house. They're trying to help these women get good jobs that will help them not have to stay there that long. It's just a place of transition. And sewing would have been a very respectable job for these ladies to have if they were in need. Now, if you were a domestic servant, and then those, actually, you could be paid pretty well depending on who your boss was. Sewing was a perfectly good way to earn a living, and if you didn't know how, you were now living in a place where you could be taught. And that's what they did. And all the sewing supplies, guess who was footing the bill? Jennie. What a gal. I'm liking her more and more. She's not just looking at this as a business venture. It seems that she's taking a vested interest in the lives of these women as fellow human beings on this planet. And that interests me. As a first-person interpreter, what you try and do, sorry for the glare, what you try and do is get in the head of the person that you are portraying, that you are bringing back to life theatrically, as it were. And at this moment in time in 1884, when she's making this monumental decision, she's taking it off of her shoulders and putting it onto the shoulders of this institution, of the Women's Friend. Once she does that, there's no going back. She won't be able to help them. And I think that gave her pause. It would me, if that fell on my shoulders. And as she's the one between her father, Captain Bartram, and her daughter, the divine Miss Caroline Emmerton, who we love and adore as a local legend, and she is, and deserves all the credit she gets. What was going on with Mom? Well, I'm doing my best to research and bring more of that to you, and I have to say that my deepest thanks to the archives at Salem State University. I've been there twice already. I'm going to go back again. The people there are marvelous. I also paid a call to the Salem Public Library And in their special research room, they've had some publications that I've been able to look through as well, because when you don't know much about the person that you're going to be playing, when there isn't much, so far I haven't found any diaries or journals that Jennie may have had. And sometimes, when people died back in the day, they might order their personal papers destroyed, or given to someone on the promise that they'll never be shared. So that maybe that happened, I don't know. But suffice to say, we don't know where they are. And to get to know her, I need to know the people around her. So I'm looking at her father, Captain Bartram. By the way, if you want to know more about him, the local library, the Salem Public Library, was actually his house. So you can go to his former residence and go to the reference desk and you can pick up one of these. I got one. They have these lovely pamphlets on Captain Bartram. They should have them if you just go up and ask. And inside there's a marvelous display case that talks about how that used to be his former home, and gives a little information about who he was. And there's this most darling photograph, this most wonderful photograph of him towards the end of his life, all bundled up in his house robe, it's either a chair or maybe a chaise lounge, I'm not sure, and he's looking out the window. And the story goes that people who were passing by would stop and they would wave to the captain. That says a lot about the type of person he was. Yes, he was rich. Yes, he gave a lot of dough out to people. But he also came from nothing and never forgot it. And it shows that the character of someone with incredible wealth and privilege can sometimes go against the grain of what we think it might be. And so it was with Caroline, and so it must have been with Jennie, because who was her inspiration? Well, Jennie's inspiration undoubtedly was her father. So now I'm able to, I hope I'm not rambling too much. This is the inner workings of somebody who does this for a living, is trying to take the thread from Bartram through Jennie to Caroline. Well, now I've got a little bit on either side, so to speak, and now I can backtrack and build more of a profile of her. So that when I step out into that room in the performance space on March 14th, you're not just seeing just a play, but you're seeing a first-person performance where it's grounded in the time period, and the things that are coming out of my mouth are, while there'll be conjecture because we don't have her diaries or her journals. I haven't found any letters yet. There might be some. I'm going to keep looking. But there's one particular phrase that I really love, and it's in her own writing in one of the meetings for the Committee of Needlework, and she talks about how the meeting should be at the home on Elm. So Elm is now called Hawthorne Boulevard, and she uses home in quotations, and in today's culture we might look at that and say, ooh, what is she doing? But it was quite the reverse in those days. To say home, it's a term of endearment. They are clearly, these ladies are clearly showing, who helped to form the society and these committees and get the house up and running and put the infrastructure in place to keep going, are showing that they value how much this really does need to be a home. And Jennie is in on that, and I find that very exciting. So this show, the script is pretty much done, and when is it? It is March 14th at the House of the Seven Gables. The show will begin, well, you want to get there around 4 to, use the necessary and stretch and find your chair and say hello to people and make friends, and then the show will begin around 4:30 or so, and we will go until 7-ish afterwards. The show itself, now hold up, the show's not that long. Let me finish. The show itself will be probably about half an hour. So food is provided courtesy of Fur Area Foods, and we have for our tasty libations. I don't know whether Jennie Emmerton was temperate or not. I will imbibe of a glass of wine after the show. And I look forward to talking with you all about the process, and if you want to go into character with Jennie afterwards, if you happen to see me, come on over and you can talk to Jennie. Otherwise, I'll be tooling around as Jennifer and telling you all about this marvelous institution, the Women's Friend, and we look forward to meeting all of you and learning about what drew you to come to see the show, and I hope it'll generate an interest in not only the Women's Friends Society, but also the House of the Seven Gables, which is the not only the venue but the building that Caroline Emmerton, Jennie's daughter, famously preserved. And just like the Women's Friend, the Society of the Women's Friend helps women today. It has done so for 150 years. It directly impacts women's lives right now, and it will continue to do so. The House of the Seven Gables also impacts the lives of our fellow human beings. Through a portion of their proceeds, they help to provide education for folks who are becoming citizens of the United States. And you can find more about what they do and their mission on their website. Now that was set up in 1910, so go Caroline. A chip off the old block, to be sure. And the old block will be looks forward to meeting all of you. Don't call me that when you see me. I hope this wasn't too much rambling, but I wanted to just give you some inner workings and an update and just say hello, and I miss you and I love you all. And there's so much information on this remarkable family. I might write a book, y'all. This is really, really fun. I've just gone down the Bartram Emmerton rabbit hole, and I don't know when I'm coming out. Anyway, there's lots more on the way. We have interviews of some past residents and of the vice president of the society, and those videos are going to be coming up very soon for you. And be well, be safe, let's be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, my loves. Take care.